Starting May 7th, 2025, thousands of Americans are going to show up at the airport, and they will not be allowed through security. No warning, no exceptions. No boarding pass matters if your ID isn't compliant. And here's the scary part. Many of them think they're fully prepared. Hey, stop right there before you book your next flight. Because if you don't know about these TSA identification changes, you could be stuck at that security checkpoint going absolutely nowhere. I'm talking about rules that affect every single American traveler, whether you're carrying a passport, a driver's license, or even nothing at all. And yes, I said nothing at all because what I'm about to share with you completely changed how I think about traveling through airports. Stick with me here because by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to get through airport security no matter what situation you find yourself in. And you're going to know how to protect your identity while you travel, so that situation never happens in the first place. Before you book your next flight, you need to understand exactly what changed, what the TSA will accept, what happens if you lose your ID completely, and the smartest backup strategy most travelers have no idea exists. Because even if you show up with nothing, you may still be able to fly. Section 1, Real ID Deadline Clarity. Let's start with the biggest change. As of May 7th, 2025, the TSA is fully enforcing Real ID requirements at every domestic airport in the United States. That means your standard driver's license may not be enough anymore. Here's how to check in 5 seconds. Pull out your license and look for a gold star, a black star, a black outline star, or the word enhanced. If you see one of those, you're compliant. If you don't, you may need an alternative form of identification. And yes, this is being enforced. But here's what almost no one talks about. What happens if you get to the airport and realize your ID doesn't qualify? Or worse, your wallet is gone. Do you automatically miss your flight? Not necessarily. Section 2, Passport Option plus Trade-off. Option 1 is simple. A valid U.S. passport is always accepted for domestic flights. Some travelers actually prefer using a passport instead of a license. It's larger, harder to misplace, and instantly recognized. But here's the trade-off. Replacing a lost driver's license might take days. Replacing a lost passport can take months. So think carefully before making it your everyday airport document. Section 3, No ID at All Scenario. Now let's talk about the scenario that causes the most panic. You arrive at the airport and you have no ID, lost, stolen, gone. Here's what actually happens. The TSA has an identity verification process. You'll be asked personal verification questions. You may be moved to secondary screening. They'll attempt to confirm your identity using a database. If they can verify who you are, you may still be allowed through. But this is critical. This process is not guaranteed, and it will take extra time. If you refuse to cooperate or cannot verify your identity, they can deny you entry. So if this happens before you leave for the airport, contact TSA immediately through their official website or ask TSA messaging. Get instructions before you arrive. Preparation changes everything, and here's something that has quietly saved a lot of travelers. Expired IDs. Section 4, Expired ID Rule. The TSA currently accepts expired driver's licenses up to 1 year past expiration, as long as it was a valid form of ID when it expired. Most travelers have no idea this rule exists. That small detail alone can save a trip. Now let's prevent the nightmare scenario entirely, because knowing the rules is step 1. Protecting your identity is step 2, and this is where most people get careless. Section 5, How IDs Get Stolen. Phones are now one of the highest value targets for thieves. Why? Because many people store their ID, credit cards, boarding passes, everything, inside one phone case, one grab, and your entire identity is gone. Never store all critical documents in one place. Never carry your phone loosely in crowded areas. And use crossbody bags worn across your torso, not hanging from one shoulder. Small friction makes you a harder target. Thieves look for easy. Section 6, RFID Reality Check. Now let's clear up something important about RFID. RFID stands for Radio Frequency Identification. Some credit cards and passports contain embedded chips. An RFID blocking wallet prevents unauthorized close-range scanning. But here's something most people don't know. Your passport already has built-in RFID shielding when it's closed. When it's shut, your data is protected. When it's open, that protection stops. And scanning only works within a few inches. So don't panic. Just be aware. Now I'm going to show you the smartest backup strategy I've ever seen, and almost no one uses it. Section 7, Digital Backup Strategy. First, take a photo of your driver's license. Move it from your camera roll into a secure notes folder with a vague name, not ID copy. Then delete it from your main photo gallery. Now for your passport. Inside the back cover of your passport booklet is a barcode that contains your passport data. Take a photo of that barcode. Here's why this works. If someone steals your phone, they cannot read that barcode with their eyes. It requires special technology to decode. That means your data is protected visually, but still accessible to you if you need to reference your passport information quickly. You can also send that image to a trusted family member as backup. That level of preparation turns a disaster into an inconvenience. Section 8, Family Travel Rule. If you're traveling with anyone under 18 on a domestic flight, the TSA does not require minors to present identification. That's one less stress point for families. Section 9, International Warning. Before your next international trip, check your passport expiration date today. Many countries require at least 6 months of validity remaining. Travelers don't find this out until they are at the airport. Do not let that be you. Here's the bottom line. The May 7th Real ID enforcement is real. But even if you lose your wallet, forget your license, or face a worst-case scenario, there are pathways. Know the rules. Protect your documents. Create smart backups. Travel should feel exciting, not stressful. Here is the bottom line. The May 7th Real ID deadline is real and it is enforced. But even if you find yourself without compliant ID, without a wallet, or in a worst-case scenario, there are legitimate pathways through security. Know your options. Protect your belongings with smart anti-theft strategies. Keep digital backups of your important documents, and always verify your passport's expiration date before every trip. You have more control over this than you think. Travel should be exciting, not anxiety-inducing, and the more prepared you are, the more confidently you can walk through that checkpoint and onto your adventure. If this helped you out, subscribe and like, hit the bell, share so you never miss another travel tip that could save your trip. Enjoy the next video. Preparation is power.